Thank you for the opportunity to submit public comment tonight. I am a native Pennsylvanian. I am a Center County resident, and my family spends an extensive amount of time in the woods and on the water in Pennsylvania where we hunt, hike, and fish. Tonight, though, I am here on behalf of the organization I work for, the Sierra Club, where I oversee a national campaign that works on oil and gas drilling issues all across the country. We work to ensure that we're minimizing our reliance on dirty, dangerous fossil fuels like natural gas and increase our reliance on clean, renewable energy. So with that, I would like to spend some time talking a little bit about what we're going to be putting in the more technical, extensive comments that we'll be submitting with our allies. But I'll hit just a few main points now, and again, we'll be submitting more extensive technical comments. So first, let me start by saying that no fracking can be made entirely safe. We know that well casings will fail over time, more significant over the 100-year time frame. Having grown up in the northeastern corner of Pennsylvania, I'm all too familiar with the fossil fuel legacy of dirty cone banks and orange streams. I can only imagine the legacy that I'm leaving for my son as well casings fail over time, contaminating our well water and other people's drinking water. We also know that there are significant amounts of spills and leaks have been documented extensively through investigations in newspapers and through DEP reports. The surface disturbance to our wildlands is significant, impacting both water quality, our air quality, and the diversity of species that reside there. So again, we need more policies that decrease our reliance on fossil fuels and increase our reliance on clean energy. Having worked with states all over the country in the grassroots, I have seen multiple places where regulations do provide some better protection for public health and the environment than in Pennsylvania. So if Pennsylvania is going to drill, then we need to ensure that we're increasing or maximizing public health protections, our environmental protections, and the pollution impacts that occur because of shale gas development. To run down the list of some of the high points for the technical comments, well permit applications. We would like to see electronic comments, electronic submission of well application permits available to the public in advance of drilling and fracking. It needs to identify the full range of cumulative impacts that may occur on that site, not only from the well pad, but from the storage tank area to the ponds to the pipelines and roads that come in. We also need to ensure that homeowners are treated fairly. The presumption of liability should always reside with the industry and should include liability for the pollution and the degradation from all aspects of the production process. All contaminated water should be restored back to Safe Drinking Water Act standards when a homeowner's water is impacted. Baseline monitoring should be required. It should be done prior to drilling. It should be made available to the general public so that we can adequately have our well water tested to ensure that there is no contamination because of the fracking process. So the monitoring should be done in advance. It should be done by certified labs. It should include no trade secrets. And it should include known contaminants that we've seen in other people's drinking waters like methane, ethane, benzenes, the full range, which will be in our technical comments. It should identify the existing and orphaned wells in advance prior to drilling and fracking.
1 minute.
Thank you. With a greater distance than more than 1,000 feet. We believe that PPC plans should be available to all state agencies, including residents, and made available to the public. The storage of chemicals, wastes, and liquids, we should have no open pits. We should have closed loop recycling. And the use of production fluids and reuse of flowback and produced water should be strictly regulated under RCRA and not be allowed to be used for things like dust suppression on roads. Last, all oil and gas development, whether it's pipelines, pads, etc., should have to comply with NPDES. And so that we don't see our high quality and exceptional value waters degraded any further. We also would like to see a larger extension of this public comment period so that we can have more people that have the opportunity to may comment on these important rules. Thank you.
John Trello.